All right, guys. So there's a story coming out of Axios I wanted to share with you guys. A big deal is being made of the fact that apparently Biden is quite a prick behind the scenes. So let me go through it for you. They say, Old Yeller, Biden's private fury. And they have a picture of him looking cool with the fire in his sunglasses, his aviators. In public, President Biden likes to whisper to make a point. In private, he's prone to yelling. Behind closed doors, Biden has such a quick trigger temper that some aides try to avoid meeting alone with him. Some take a colleague almost as a shield against a solo blast. The president's admonitions include, God damn it, how the fuck don't you know this? Don't fucking bullshit me and get the fuck out of here, according to current and former Biden aides who have witnessed and been on the receiving end of such outbursts. All right, let's pause right up front. These things don't bother me at all. They don't bother me at all. God damn it, how the fuck don't you know this? Don't fucking bullshit me and get the fuck out of here. I see no problem with any of those. I don't. I'm sorry. And guys, let's be honest here. When you have your group of trusted confidants, whether it's friends, family, people who are in other positions of power and authority, or staffers, close trusted, chief of staff, people like that, you're going to talk differently to them than you will in public. Now, look, in my opinion, you should get as close as humanly possible to being the exact same person in all these different scenarios, right? But the way it works, we know that politically that's not what happens. You are going to let it hang loose more behind closed doors when you're trying to strategize and figure out what to do and what's going on. And so, yeah, he talks like this. And I don't, first of all, every single politician behind closed doors is going to be more loose than they are in front of the cameras, right? Every single one. But, what if when he told the person, how the fuck don't you know this? What if it's something that they should have known? So what if he's right about that? Does that matter? Don't fucking bullshit me. Maybe he thought somebody was full of shit. So he's like, don't bullshit me. What's the problem? Now look, I'm no Joe Biden simp. I have a million areas where I disagree with him and a million areas where I called him out. I've done it today, right? But these are just the weakest arguments. They tried to do this to Marianne too, where with Marianne, it was like, oh, she was mean to some of her staffers. When they have nothing on you, that's what they go to. He's sort of insensitive and he can be a prick. Yeah, any human being can be a prick at one time or another. That's kind of what it's like to be a prick. Maybe you're hungry. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep. Maybe you took a medicine and it's making you feel loopy. Maybe you got a headache. Whatever it might be. Yeah, it happens. But people love to, blow things out of proportion where it's like, and then Todd said this. I don't give a fuck what Todd said, and I don't give a fuck about how you feel what Todd said. I'm sorry to tell you. Okay. The private eruptions paint a more complicated picture of Biden as a manager and president than his carefully cultivated image as a kindly uncle who loves aviator sunglasses and ice cream. By the way, his image is not that carefully cultivated. The guy could barely complete a full sentence in public. And this is the other aspect to this, right? Even if he's saying these things like, get the fuck out of here. He is a weak old man, right? Don't tell me he's ineffectual. He's a loser. He can barely complete a sentence. He's stumbling over his words. He doesn't know where he is half the time. But also, I'm super scared when he tells me to get the fuck out of here. Shut up. You got to pick one or the other. Senior and low-level aides alike can be in Biden's line of fire. Quote, no one is safe, said one administration official. Biden aides still talk about how angry he got at Jeff Zients, then the administration's COVID czar in late 2021, when there was a shortage of testing kits as the Omicron variant spread. The range was temporary. Zients is now Biden's chief of staff. Okay, hold on. First of all, Jeff Zients is a prick. Let's be clear about that. He's a corporate stooge, and I hate him, and everybody should hate him. Go look at his record. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two is, I want a president who's going to yell about the shortage of testing kits during an Omicron variant. That's what I want. I don't want, bro, it's cool. We don't have the test that we need. Whatevs, bro? I want a president to be, hey, asshole, this is your job. Get on it. God, they're making me defend him even more now. And by the way, the guy was so hurt by it that he eventually became Biden's chief of staff and gladly accepted. Piss off. A spokesperson for Zients told Axios, I'm not going to speak to what internal convos may or may not happen between Jeff and the president. The White House declined to comment. There's no question that the Biden temper is for real. It may not be as volcanic as Bill Clinton's, but it's definitely here. I didn't even know Bill Clinton had a temper. So said some author of some shitty book. Whipple's book quotes former White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki as saying, I said to Biden multiple times, I'll know we have a really good understanding, trusting relationship when you yell at me the first time. that's just proving the point I made earlier. That, like, it just is what it is. It's not scary. It's not like he's going to punch you. It's that he's trying to get stuff done, and sometimes he can be an ass. She's like, I'll like it when you yell at me because I know we're close enough at that point. Whipple notes, Psaki wouldn't have to wait long. Biden's temper comes in the form of angry interrogations rather than erratic tantrums. He'll grill aides on topics until it's clear they don't know the answer to a question. Okay, maybe you should know the answer to the question then. A routine that some see as meticulous and others call stump the chump or stump the dummy. Being yelled at by the president has become an internal initiation ceremony in this White House, aides say. If Biden doesn't yell at you, it could be a sign he doesn't respect you. Ted Kaufman, Biden's longtime chief of staff when the future president represented Delaware in the Senate, told Axios that Biden's process is policy-driven and has made him a strong executive. If there is something that's not in the brief, he's going to find it, he said. It's not to embarrass people. It's because he wants to get to the right decision. Most people who have worked for him like the fact that he challenges them and gets them to a better decision. So why are we even talking about this? Some Biden aides argue that the president's rages reflect his high expectations for his staff. Speaking Biden is a particular skill, they said. It can take years to learn to navigate his moodiness and anticipate what information he's going to ask for in a briefing. Some administration officials, many of whom went to elite schools, struggle with Biden's demand to ditch wonky acronym-filled language and brief him as if they were talking to a close family member who isn't in the DC bubble. This is literally nothing but positive. That is literally nothing but positive. Yeah, don't talk to me like you're some fucking graduate professor who's using double the number of words that you need. Talk to me like I'm a regular dude. That's preferable. Biden's defenders acknowledge he can be tough, but they also say he can be more generous and compassionate than many powerful politicians and can make them feel like family. That's probably why so many aides have worked with Biden for decades and go in and out of his orbit, they say. Biden tries to conceal his temper in public, but occasionally has shown flashes of it, and some former aides have written about it. In January 2022, he was caught on a hot mic calling Fox News' Peter Doocy a stupid son of a bitch. Okay, you want to know why he said that? Because Peter Doocy is a stupid son of a bitch. Did I offend you, Axios? You want to write an article saying how much of an ass I am? Please, by all means. Jeff Connaughton, a former Biden campaign and Senate aide who was chief of staff to Kaufman when he filled Biden's seat in the Senate, wrote about Biden's temper in his 2012 book on Washington corruption, The Payoff, Why Wall Street Wins. Connaughton wrote that as a senator, Biden was an egomaniacal autocrat determined to manage his staff through fear. He told of a time during the 2008 presidential campaign when a 23-year-old fundraising staffer got into the car with Biden. Okay, Senator, time to do some fundraising calls, the aide said. Biden responded by looking at him and snapping, "Get the fuck out of the car." If you interpret this as anything but based, you are wrong. So you got a little shit getting into your car, 23-year-old fundraising staffer. Okay, Senator, time to do some fundraising calls. And he said, get the fuck out of the car. I would say the same shit. I don't want to do fundraising calls. I don't want to do this bullshit. I'm here to represent the people. Why would I want to do that? Oh my God. They're making him sound so much cooler than he is. Connaughton told Axios that Biden hides his sharper edge to promote his folksy Uncle Joe image, which is why when flashes of anger break through, it seems so out of public character. No, it doesn't. Remember he called that guy fat or fats and challenged him to a push-up contest. Remember that? He's a lion, dog face, pony soldier or whatever it was. Yeah, he gets like that from time to time. It's funny. It's actually more relatable than most other times with him, okay? So, God, people are so sensitive. I hate so many people involved in politics, man. Oh, my God, they're so sensitive. It's so like, no, my fifis, 24/7. Nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares, nobody cares. I want somebody who's going to get stuff done, right? The problem with Biden is his ideology. The problem with Biden is he's an incrementalist. He's a moderate Democrat. That's the problem with Biden. The problem is not like, oh, my God, sometimes he yells. That makes him more relatable, if anything else. Like I was reading the story the other day about Ron DeSantis, and they were trying to, build the argument like, oh, he's got no charisma, nobody likes him, all that stuff, which that stuff is true, right? But in the article, they point out, like, he went on a flight with some asshole, and they were like, he basically said, like, 2 words, said, like, hey, then he sat on the flight and, like, kind of minded his business, and his wife had to talk to the person who was with them the whole time. And they were pointing this out to be like, like an introvert, what an idiot, what a dummy. And I'm like, that's the most relatable thing I've ever heard Ron DeSantis ever do. Like, I mind my business too when I'm in public. I'm not trying to talk to everybody around me. and get into like, you know, hey, how are the grandkids? I don't give a fuck about the grandkids. I'm sorry, it's true, right? So I was like, that's super relatable. I feel the same way about this story. I hate Ron DeSantis. I hate Joe Biden, although I hate him less than I hate Ron DeSantis. That's obvious. But this is nothing, man. Get over it. Again, you can't push the narrative, which is plain as day, right? That he's not all with it. He's kind of sundowning. He struggles to follow along, struggles to complete full sentences, is sort of like meek and doesn't know where he is half the time. That can't be true. And then also, oh my God, we get scared of him when he raises his voice. No, which I'm sure what the reality of the situation is, I'm sure is sort of a mix of all those things. He is kind of meek. He doesn't really know where he is half the time. He's lost a step or two. He's clearly old and it's impacting him. That stuff is all true. And then, yeah, every now and then, he says, get the fuck out of here. Or, hey, Doug, don't be a piece of shit. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. But by the way, final point is this. There's a reason why this article is out there now. I need everybody to understand that. There's a reason why this article is out there now. Because I think the establishment is torn on whether or not to go with him for 2024. Because his numbers are now down in the dumps, like 35%. And they're trying to develop contingency plans. So they sent, Gavin Newsom was out there on Fox News doing a Sean Hannity interview, and they're trying to like sort of pump him out a little bit. And I think that's on purpose. And I think stories like this are on purpose too. They want to, if they need to, pull the ripcord. They want to be able to do that. And so they're laying the groundwork for, hey, what are you gonna, all these problems are piling up. What are you going to do? We're going to go in a different direction now. So it looks like they're keeping that in the chamber. And we'll see whether or not they end up actually going down this path. But they're laying the groundwork where, if need be, hey, man, we wanted to go by. There's nothing we can do. We got to go with Newsom, right? So we'll see. But my reaction to this story is www.getoverit.org. And with that being said, y'all, that's the show. I love you very much. Thank you, as always, for listening to me. I truly appreciate it. Everybody do me a big favor. Click like, click subscribe. Click that bell icon so you get a notification every single time a video drops. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. I'm desperately trying to stay in front of Crystal in the sub count. I'm not going to lie. You guys got to keep me there. Something like 20 or 30% of you who watch this show don't subscribe to it. Why? What are you doing with your life? Just click it. Helps the show massively, and it doesn't cost you anything. And much love to everybody who supports the show on Patreon. You guys make it work. Much love to everybody who supports Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. By the way, we're going to be debating Ro Khanna this week. Fun. So definitely join up on Substack, or you could sign up for free and get the audio version of the podcast into your email box a day later, usually on Saturday that happens. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I love all of you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.